Suck on that, Henry. Troll-ass mother humper.
All right. That's right. That's right. Big Eagles win today, and let me tell you this. The young guys, they're ready to play. Get them on the field. Dallas still stinks. How you doing? King Dingbat here, and welcome to the Victory Celebration Room, better known as my garage, where we come out to smoke a stogie every time the Eagles win. Now, I can't go smoke in the house, because if I do, the wife will double walk my ass, and you'll find me in the gutter in my own blood and piss, so we don't want that. So we come on out here, we smoke a stogie, and tonight, we're smoking a stogie, even though the Eagles only beat the Browns for many of you guys. A win is a win is a win. And before I light this bad boy up, I'm going to give out victory cigars to those players I think deserve it, okay? Let me tell you. 1, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. We don't win without you guys. You guys are the difference makers. You get this. Secondly, Cooper DeJean. Cooper DeJean, if he was Italian, it'd be Cooper DeJean. But Cooper DeJean went out there, and he showed me a lot. He showed me he could be the Swiss Army knife I always thought he could be. Q, this one goes to you as well. Kylie Ringo, better known as Johnny Ringo. You deserve this just because of that hit. You knocked the guy in the next week. I haven't seen an Eagle player hit like that in a long time. I loved it. Isaiah Rodgers, I loved it. You know, my point is this. I think these young guys showed today that they're hungry and that they need to be out on the field. And for that, I'm giving you guys this cigar tonight. Let's light this bad boy up and talk about the events that went down today. Tastes so good. It tastes so good when it touches your lips. And I'll be smoking on this cigar. Paul Diddy, Mark Holmes will be sucking on the DNA of his chicken wings. But the Eagles, they won a game today that, let's face it, they had to win this game. Had to win this game, especially after the way things went in Tampa. And I got a whole lot to say about this game. There's a whole lot, you know. I want this video to be a celebration of the victory that they had, because it was a win, and getting a win in the NFL is very important. However, I am not going to avoid talking about certain situations for this team that need to be talked about, because it would not be right of me to do this. So without further ado, we're going to talk Eagles. You know what I'm saying? But let me light this bad boy up again. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah. Let me lower this a little bit. I'll tell you, I think today showed me quite a few different things. All right. First thing was these young guys. I really wanted to see what Cooper DeJean did on the field. I think the upgrade from Cooper DeJean to Avonte Maddox was tremendous. I thought Isaiah Rodgers coming in was a good thing. I thought Ringo coming in was a good thing. And I'm going to be honest with you. You know, I think when Slay's ready to come back, if he's ready to come back next week, I'm at the point personally. This is just me personally. I think I play the young guys. I think I keep them out there. I think I play them. Let them play, because I think that they're hungry. I think that they want to play. They have something to prove. They have chip on their shoulder. And I've said this before. I think we've got a lot of fat cats on this team. A lot of guys that have made a lot of money. A lot of guys that have been comfortable being in Philly. And maybe we need some hungry dogs that will run fast. And that's what I saw with some of these young guys like Cooper DeJean today. Hotter than hell out here, though. I'll tell you that. Hotter than hell. But yeah, you know, I said going into this game was going to show us everything I needed to see with Nick Sirianni. And I meant that from the standpoint of, can this guy have this team ready to come out of the gates in the first quarter and go out there and start moving the ball, be in a groove, come out hungry, come out and just run over a team, steamroll a team. And I thought, listen, you had a whole bye week, you got healthy, you guys had a week off. There's no reason why you should come in and not be able to score first quarter points. And they didn't do it. They didn't do it. And so now we're 3-3, and we needed this win. And I think we probably beat the Giants next week, although nothing's guaranteed. But I've come to the realization that I don't think that these guys listen to this coach. I have to call it like I see it. I don't think they listen to this coach. I don't think he's got their ear. I don't think he can motivate them the way he thinks he can or the way it's portrayed. And that's why going on since last year, this team comes out and looks so bad all the time coming out of a game. When's the last time this team went out and steamrolled? It's been a while. They come out first play, 5-yard gain, Saquon Barkley. Then what do? Next thing you know, throw, punt. Come back, throw. And it's like, okay, here we go. I think they threw like 4 or 5 times, like over 20 yards on the first 2 drives, right off the bat. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with running Saquon Barkley early, the short passes early, little passes over the middle. You know, deke your dunk your way down the field and come away with some points. They don't do it, and then it seems like the scripted plays that we have, they seem like once we get through those scripted plays and there's actual adjustments starts to take place, we kind of start to get going. But the game installation, those first 15 scripted plays, I think they're a problem, you know. And Hurts started 0-5, and then he came along, and I think for the most part he was fine after the early first quarter not playing well. I thought he played well, no turnovers, which was big. Barkley couldn't get, you know, they really couldn't get Barkley running. He had that one play where he runs into Dickerson. If Dickerson gets out of his way and he's able to break that was a touchdown. It was a touchdown, but it didn't happen. However, you know, it would have been nice to see, you know, maybe Hurts under center, play action Barkley, you know, plays like that would have been nice. And then, of course, I mean, A.J. Brown, what a stud. I mean, does this team not miss this guy? A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. I mean, Devontae only, I think, had 3 catches. But, man, one of them was a 40-something yard touchdown. It was huge. And, you know, those guys, in my opinion, I look at this team and I see this. If you said, Philly, what is the biggest weakness on this team? I would tell you it's the head coach. I believe it's the head coach. And I would say this. I think this team wins in spite of them. And they probably will continue to win in spite of them. But if they can figure it out and get things together and come out and start playing better in the first quarter, they're going to win a lot more games and they could do damage. They're that talented, you know. So, you know, we'll see. But I thought the first quarter was another bad first quarter. I thought they settled down after that and they were okay. Unfortunately, Goddard got hurt again, which sucked. But, you know, what are you going to do? I mean, listen, it could be worse. We could be the Dallas Cowboys. Boy, they got blasted. Did they not get blasted? 47 points? I wanted 50 so bad. Dude, Mark Holmes, I've never seen a guy spaz eat in my life. He had a meal. He ordered, like, give me a number 5. It was pasta. It was pasta, chicken wings, and glizzy, a.k.a. hot dogs. He calls hot dogs glizzy. I mean, what kind of combo is that? And he's literally sucking the DNA out of the chicken wing. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if Mark grows some like little chicken wings, off his back in the near future, because he was losing it. He was losing it. Of course, he didn't blame Dak though. You know, it's never Dak's fault, even though it really wasn't Dak's fault. But still, it'd be nice to hear it. Hotter than hell out here. Now, as far as the Eagles go, the offense is going to have to, they're going to have to figure some things out. They are. I just think if the offense can start better in the first quarter, I think they'll be fine the rest of the game. I do. But I think just a little slow starting every week. Got to figure that out, you know. And I think that you have to get the coach out of the play calling. All right, he's now admitting or saying in the press conference that he's affecting and calling and dealing with defensive plays, people told me. So if that's the case, what is going on with this guy? And not to mention, why are you fighting with the fans? Why are you fighting the fans? It's a no-win situation for you. You can't win that argument. You got mad the fans are booing? Well, then do better. So, you know, just things like that. I scratch my head with this coach. I do. But, you know, this team has guys like A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, offensive line. And you know what? They can overcome those mistakes. This team is a talented team. A very, very talented team. And if they can fix these things, I think they'll be fine. And some people don't think they can. Some people think the quarterback's a problem. To me, everything that we need to evaluate position-wise, from quarterback to receiver to offensive lineman to running back, to me, everything is hard to evaluate with the coach, the head coach, basically getting involved in the plays. I see him not as a guy who's helping the play calling, but I almost see him as a sabotager, whether willfully or unwillfully sabotaging this team. So they got to work on those things. But at the end of the day, the good news is this. This team shows you that they're talented enough to overcome the mistakes. They're that good. Now we got to find a way going forward to keep going and to cut these things down. If they can do that, they can just, in my opinion, have a better plan, come out better, ready to go. I think you'll start seeing big wins and blowing out teams again. I really do. You know, I think sometimes it's like we're making it harder on ourselves than it has to be, in my opinion. But yeah, it's a big difference. We have AJ, isn't it? AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. I love those guys, man. They truly are Batmans. They're great, and to me, they saved our butt. I mean, that play, right, was what, 2nd and 11. They have one time. Browns have one timeout. They're down 4. They have one timeout left, and you have a 2nd and 11 late in the game, and you throw the ball. You throw the ball, and if that play is incomplete, it's 3rd and 11. Clock stops, and you save them a timeout. Very dangerous. And Jalen Hurts puts it up there, and A.J. Brown, big play, big catch. Yeah, man, that was a hell of a catch by A.J. Brown. And, yeah, that wrapped it up. I look at it like, yeah, these guys are talented, and they're the reasons why. Reason why we won this game. And now we're going to have to face the Giants, and we're going to have to be better. We're going to have to be better. You know, a lot of things to get better at, work on, you know. I don't know what the stats officially said, but according to what I saw, Cooper DeJean should have had 1.5 sacks in this game. He should have 1.5 sacks in this game. I thought he was awesome. The way I love that they were blitzing him. I love the way he was covering. I like that he wants to be physical. I even like what he did in the punt returns. Cooper DeJean is a player. Quinyon Mitchell is a player. I mean, these guys are players. And Quinyon had that interception, man. Oh, he had it. And even C.J. Garner-Johnson was like, my bad, man. He felt bad. He did. You know. But damn, I like these young guys. These young guys are hungry. And then Ringo comes out for a few plays. Yeah, they threw on him. But did you see the shot he put on the one Brown? He knocked them into next week. He's still waiting. It's Monday. Not this Monday, but next Monday. He's waiting for the rest of the world to catch up. That's how hard Ringo hit him. It was beautiful. Beautiful. So, you know, I like these young guys. I want them to play. I want them to play more and more. But, you know, hey, the Eagles, they got it done. That's what matters at the end. At the end of the day, that's what matters. I thought Nolan Smith also, here's another guy. I thought he showed up. I thought he had a sack. I mean, he wasn't, I'm not going to say he was great, but I thought he looked pretty good. I thought he looked pretty good. You know, and I thought Nolan Smith did okay. Bryce Huff finally got some pressures, got a half a sack. They put his fist in the ground. Hey, maybe he's going to start to get going now. That's a good thing. Jalen Carter sacked today. I thought he played good. I thought Jordan Davis had a good rebound game. He was pretty good against the run, much better than the Tampa game. So I thought we got contribution from a lot of young guys. The old guy, shout out to Brandon Graham, and we offer this cigar to him too because he played his 200th game as an Eagle, all right, all-time record. And he went out there, he played great. He played great. So shout out to Brandon Graham as well. It's interesting. It's a long season, and no, we're not where we need to be, and I have some questions about the coaches and stuff like that. A lot of football left to be played. A lot of things can change. Little adjustment here, little adjustment there. Things can change really quick. You know, that's how I see it. But you know, we'll figure it out. I love watching the Cowboys get beat. That was so beautiful. Oh my God. That was me watching the Cowboys and Mark Holmes' reaction to them getting destroyed, okay? Here's the thing with the Eagles. This is why the Eagles are better than the Cowboys. The Eagles, they make mistakes. They do things that basically hurt themselves. I think the Cowboys are fundamentally flawed. I think they can't run the ball and they can't stop the run. And you saw it on display today. The Eagles, they can do things and they can win games. They just got to fix their mistakes. And some of you may be going out there, man, this is negative. Why are you so negative? This isn't negative. This isn't negative. This is recognizing the mistakes so you can fix them. You know, when we were 10-1 last year, we were all ignored. Let me tell you, I bought into that 10-1. I thought it was the real deal. I thought this team, hell yeah, coming off a Super Bowl, you're 10-1. Yeah, we won some tough games. Maybe we shouldn't have won close games. Every game was close, but man, we were winners. We found our ways to win. I bought into it. You know, this year, I need to see improvements from that. You know, that's what I'm waiting for. And this game to start the way they started gives me flashbacks at the end of last year. That's why I get so sensitive about it. You know, but they got it going when it mattered. And that's a good thing. They're not quitting, and they're making the adjustments. And then once they make the adjustments, they seem to do much better. And I would argue that I believe that the adjustments that they're making are when Moore starts to take over some of the play calls. I believe that they're not having Jalen Hurts run a blend of our offense from last year and this year. I believe they're making Jalen Hurts run basically two different offenses. Nick's offense and Kellen Moore's. And I think that's part of the problem. Man, it's crazy. Crazy times. Finally got my car back. I didn't have my car for like, well, it was like a week. See what happened, and I'll tell you guys this now. I think it's okay. But Saturday, a couple Saturday nights ago, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, before Tampa game, it was a long night, whatever. Somebody tried, as I was driving the highway, basically tried to end their life. And they ran in front of my car. on the highway as I was merging onto a highway, a dark highway at night. I was going to get my kids from the homecoming dance. And you couldn't even see anything. And I saw them last minute, and I was able to sort. I don't know how. It was God. It was God. But I don't know how. But the front of the car missed them, and they clipped their shoulder on my mirror, and it went. My mirror ripped right off. And the guy was drunker than hell, and he was saying like, my wife just threw me out of the car and we were fighting, and he was just all depressed. And he was really, really depressed. And I stayed with him, you know. I think he had minor injuries. You know, it wasn't anything too serious. He was able to walk and stuff. I think he just had a big bruise on his shoulder. But police came and all that stuff, and it was just a giant mess. And then yeah, they took him to the hospital, and you know, hopefully he's getting help he needs now. But you know, it wasn't my fault, although I felt really guilty. But I mean, this dude just tried to run right in front of my car, merging onto a highway where you're not even supposed to be. So I got my car, and people were asking me, "What happened? What happened?" That's what happened. I was just up all night coming back from that. It was just shaking up, man. I did not want to ever hurt anybody, but I got my car back, and I think everything's gonna be all right. So I'm glad that thing is resolved. But man, it stressed me out, man. I never ever would want to ever hurt anybody, you know. Anyways, you guys don't want to hear about it. I'm just happy to get my car back. No damage to the car. The only damage was, like I said, the side mirror. But anyways, yeah, I actually think there's a lot to be positive about. And then I think there's some things to be very concerned about. I am very positive about the young talent on this team. I believe we have it. I believe this team is extremely talented. I don't necessarily like the defensive scheme. I don't necessarily, you know, like certain things like that. But I think that this team wins in spite of the coach, not because of him. And, you know, my biggest fear going forward is the coach. You know, and now with the fighting with the fans, and then with the apparently saying something about calling defensive plays in the press conference. Now, I haven't heard that. People flooded me with that, so I have to go see what he said about that. But, you know, that worries me. We have to figure out a way to come out and be better in the first quarter. You have 0 points all year. We're the only team in the league with 0 points. And all the struggles, all the stuff we're talking about, this team should be 4-1, even despite it. So, you know, they got to be better. And you know, and my man Saquon, he didn't have his best game today. He made a mistake not picking up a first down, which eventually led to a 3rd and 1, which they decided to pass. They should have ran, but nobody wants to hear that after the fact. And then they get the 57-yard field goal blocked for a touchdown. You know, I never sensed or never got the feeling like Cleveland's going to win this game. I just felt their offense isn't good enough to score. However, it should have been, I mean, it should have been 21-0 by the end of the first quarter. What are you doing over there? What are you looking at, huh? So, it is what it is. But it is what it is. I don't know who this is. But the good thing is, yeah, the Eagles, they're what? They're 3-3. Well, 3-3? No, we're 3-2. Dallas is 3-3, but they're going on a bye. So it is what it is. What's up? Your car okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so now you got you're 3-2. You got to go play the Giants. Now, the Giants are playing right now, so we'll see what they do. I think, really, to be quite honest with you, I think the Giants, I think they're going to be a tougher game than maybe we thought. You know, or maybe not what we think. They're going to be a tougher game. They're going to be tougher than Cleveland, so we're going to have to go out there, and we're going to have to be ready. I don't know who that was. Everybody's putting up Halloween stuff. They got Halloween stuff up there. They got stuff over there. Yeah. Who knows? I don't like putting Halloween stuff up. I like putting Christmas stuff up. I don't really put Halloween. My wife puts some stuff on the porch, but Now, let me put this down. I guess I should keep that over there. Take it out of my pants. Pause. No dating. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something else. I can't say, because if I tell you what it is, then I'll probably get censored. I get throttled. I'm always getting throttled on YouTube. Always. Got throttled today. Nick Sirianni. Nick shaved his head. Maybe, just maybe. Maybe Nick's fighting with the fans, shaving his head, saying that he's calling the plays on defense. Maybe he's becoming. Maybe he's Breaking Bad. Like, next thing we're going to see is a goatee, and it's going to be Nick Heisenberg. You know what I mean? Like somebody said, Nick Heisenberg's coming. I don't know. He's more like Jesse Pinkman, let's face it. But I don't know. I don't get Nick, man. Let me ask you guys this. If Nick did take over the defensive plays, okay, fine, he's the head coach, whatever. But if he did take over a defensive play or a couple or whatever, do you think it's smart to go out there and actually, like, tell the media and say it and announce it? Or do you think that undermines Vic Fangio? Does that make Vic Fangio look like he don't know what he's doing and the head coach has to take over? I'm just curious, because even if Nick did do that, why say something about it? Like, seriously, why say something about it? That's what I want to know. I mean, I wouldn't say anything about it. You know, if I got in front of the media and at a press conference and I'm there and they're talking about the game, I wouldn't say, oh yeah, and I took over the defensive play call. I wouldn't say it, because I wouldn't want to make it seem like I don't trust my defensive coordinator. Do you guys think that undermines Vic Fangio? I'm just asking for a friend. What is that light up there? I have no idea. If you're wondering why he's parked there, that technically is a parking spot. People could park there. I just recently did my whole driveway, so I can fit multiple people, multiple cars. I mean, here. Otherwise, I used to park over there. But where's that light? You see that? Right there. Yeah, it's blinking red. Not a UFO. Not a UFO. Wait till around like Halloween, November, when it cools off. They start showing up. Them UFOs start showing up. And I think they're going to show up in a big way this year. I'm fried. I got to tell you. Stripped the Eagles game. Got up at 7 o'clock this morning. Went to bed at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Woke up at 7. Got ready. Streamed the Eagles game. Streamed the Cowboys. Then we did Philly Shakedown podcast. Now we're doing this. And then I got to start working on my Mark Holmes video. I got a lot of stuff for Mark. He had a total, complete meltdown, that moron. See, Mark sets himself up for this. He went on Cilio's show on Wednesday, all cocky, all arrogant, bragging, because they beat the Steelers. He deserved the beating that they got. And the difference between the Eagles and Dallas, like I said, Dallas fundamentally flawed, but Dallas loses. They got crushed by Baltimore. They came back, made it a game late. They got crushed by New Orleans, and then they get crushed by, they're getting crushed by, whatchamacallit, they got crushed today by Detroit. They can't win at home. They stink. Dallas really may be the worst team in the division. They're too one-dimensional. I know Mark doesn't like to hear, they don't like, the Cowboy fans don't like that. I try to tell them, you have no run game. If you can't run the ball and then you can't stop the run, I don't know how you win many games against good teams. And when they play a team that has any decent offense, they're going to struggle. Why Pittsburgh didn't run the ball on them, I have no idea. Sorry for if this is a little long tonight, but it's been a long time. I'm enjoying this cigar, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to get done. I'm going to go in. I'm going to upload my video, right? Then I'm going to go and I'm going to bring my wife some wine. I'm going to say, baby, how you doing? This body was made to give you pleasure. Let's go. And then bing, bang, bang, boom. Baby making. I love making babies. I'm all about baby making. Populate the earth is what I say. Populate that mother humper. Nick Sirianni. Nick Heisenberg, Nick Kotite, Nick Pinkman, whatever you want to call him. Better call Nick. It's crazy. It's going to be interesting to see what the Eagles do if we're going to go out and make a trade. I'll tell you what, if Cleveland would be interested in Myles Garrett, I would be very interested in trade. If they would be interested in trading him, I would be interested in getting him. He was really good for Cleveland today. The Eagles need that kind of guy. They definitely do. But yeah, I mean, listen, this team is good. And when I say good, I mean this team is talented. You can see the talent. I mean, just think about it. As much as we struggle, Eagle fans are a lot of Eagle fans don't look tonight and don't feel good about this win. You don't feel that way after a win if you think your team is talented and they're not playing up to par. If this was a young team that was trying to make the playoffs for the first time, we'd all be ecstatic. But we know that this team's better than that. I think really the goal this week for the Eagles has got to be, we've got to start faster. We've got to start faster. Let's get Saquon. I know the Eagles, they like to come out to pass the ball, and then they want to run late when they have a lead. I think you need to come out early, the game versus the Giants, and you need to run the ball. Take advantage of Saquon Barkley playing the Giants and wanting to get his revenge. Take advantage of it. Get him going early. Go down. Get some points early. Then you could, middle of the game, pass a little more if you want to go to that passing game. And then when you have a lead, go back into the run. That's what I want to see him do. But the question is will Nick make the changes? That's what worries me. That's what worries me at the end of the day. Because he couldn't do it at the end of last year. He couldn't do it. Couldn't do it at the beginning of this year. And, it is what it is. So, we'll see, Whew, what a day. What a day. And if you're still watching this, man, put a fire emoji in the comments. I'm curious how many people are watching this. I know it's going to be throttled because I've been throttled. This week has been the biggest throttling I've had on my channel probably in 4 years, since right before the blank 4 years ago. But it is what it is. I'm happy about the win, though. I'm happy about the win, but I want to improve. This team is not peaked. This team can be better. And come December, January, they fix a few things like better starts earlier in the game. I think that this team can go far in the playoffs. I think they're that talented. I do. Nobody's going to convince me this team doesn't have the talent to make some serious noise. But they got to fix some things seriously, and they've got to start acknowledging, even in a loss, we got to fix things. And we'll see if that happens. This Nick Sirianni stuff, I don't know what's going on with him exactly. we're going to find out. Some people are saying he had his kids at the press conference, and therefore, you know, he was using them so he didn't, you know, so the media would be a little nicer and easier on him. I don't know. I can't say that. But, you know, I'm really curious what Nick's going to say this week during the press conferences. I am. You know, and if you're wondering, saying and thinking that, oh, no, there's no issues, he's fine, whatever. Listen, there has to be something, because him and Hurts spent the bye weeks trying to work out things. What would they be working out if Nick wasn't involved in the offense? You know, that's what I want to know. So we'll find out. I don't think it's a situation where Nick is like, Jalen, we're doing Kellen Moore's offense, and he's going, no, I want to do the offense like we ran last year. I don't think that's the case, because they had issues last year. Can they work it out? That's the question. And I'm not advocating for him to get fired. I'm not. I'm just advocating for him to not make any calls anymore. Very, very simple, very different, you know. Anyways, this is a 35-minute video. I don't want to bother you guys anymore. I know you guys want to go bed, go to work, whatever. I'm going to go watch Tulsa King. I'm going to watch Penguin. I love the Penguin. Penguin series, so good so far. I'm going to go chill out and watch those. And then tomorrow will be a new day. With that said, take care. I'll talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. Oh, you're still here? Oh, that's all right. I'm just out here enjoying the heat that's uncomfortable, finishing up my cigar, which is fantastic, by the way. And yeah, you know, what are you going to do? I can't wait. I can't wait for about another few weeks. I'm really dying for it to cool off here. You know, I got to tell you, I'm dying for it to happen. And it will. And it will, you know. You know, it's funny because people keep asking me, do you play PlayStation? Do you play this? I have PlayStation, but there are not a lot of games that I like. Like, what the hell is there to play? Seriously. I'm actually been playing more VR than anything else. And I'm waiting for this Batman VR. It's like Batman Arkham Shadow or something. Yo, that looks good. That looks good. I'm so going to play that. And if any of you guys playing VR stuff, like Pro Era and like Oculus, let me know. I would totally play some like Pro Era football people, because I see you can play that online. That looks like it would be fun. Now, I wish you could play defense, but hey, it is what it is. I will have a Mark Holmes video out either late tonight, early tomorrow. Mark Holmes went off today. He went totally crazy because he knows the Dallas Cowboys stink. They stink. You know. The only thing about the Penguin, the show, I just thought of this. I don't know if you guys watch, but he does this. He walks like this, right? And then they showed the first episode why he walks like that. Oh my God, you should have seen his feet. Absolutely, feet are already disgusting, right? I think feet are just nothing more than deformed hands already. But his feet, oh, his toes all sideways, and it's like disgusting. Oh, feet are nasty. I think, personally, we should have all been born with hooves. To be honest with you, you know, girls with hooves a lot better than open-toe shoes with them dirt diggers they're walking around with. That's for sure. Denzel Washington, out. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us.